Hi, my name is Nima. We want to see how we can actually install the ComfyUI for Photoshop plugin version 1 and how we can modify the backend so we can just use it like a pro. So basically to install the plugin, you need to launch your Adobe Creative Cloud and then click on the plugin section at the right side. Or if you cannot see that option, you can just go at the left side at the stock marketplace and then go to the plugin tab and search for ComfyUI. There's just one plugin here named ComfyUI for Adobe Photoshop, so you need to download it. Or if you can't access the Adobe Creative Cloud or search on it, or any problem like this, you can just download this CCX file and double click on it and click on install locally. Or even if you can't install on that way, you can download the ZXP installer and drag and drop it right here. So that's it. That was just 3 ways to install the ComfyUI for Photoshop plugin. Then you need to install your ComfyUI. First of all, we need to install the Git. You need to download the Git. I will leave the link on the description and install it. And then press next, next, and make sure that you enable these checkbox. And then next, next, next. You don't need to change anything here. Just press next and install it. And so after that, we need to install the ComfyUI. You can just search ComfyUI on the Google, or I will leave the link on the description. Then you can just download this local installation. After you download it, you need to decompress it where you want. And that's it, you have installed the ComfyUI successfully. But we need an extension on ComfyUI. So you need to go to ComfyUI folder and the custom notes folder and click on the path section and type CMD. It will open the CMD inside of that path. And then you can type git clone and paste the link of ComfyUI manager. I will leave a whole code on the description. Just copy and paste it here. And then you will see a folder like this, a ComfyUI manager folder. Then you can go back and run the ComfyUI. After ComfyUI load, you will see a page like this, which is the default workflow of the ComfyUI. So you need to download the ComfyUI backend workflow for this. I will leave the link on the description. You will navigate to the OpenArt website. Then you can easily download the workflow with this button. So after that, we need to drag and drop it in our ComfyUI and the workflow is loaded successfully. But you will see a lot of red node. So you need to click on the manager and press on update all to make sure ComfyUI and the other nodes are updated. Do not press on restart, press on close button and then go for install missing custom nodes. You can check one of them and then press select all checkbox and then press install button. After a couple of minutes you will see a restart button appear here, but I will highly recommend to fully close the ComfyUI terminal and run it again. But as you know, Stable Diffusion is a local AI model, so you need to download some of the requirements to work with some of the workflows. So we just need to get back into this page of the OpenArt website and scroll down to the required files for workflow and follow these guides. As you see, for the checkpoint, it says you need to go to the ComfyUI folder and the models folder, and then you have to go for checkpoints folder, just like this, and drag it to this folder. But I have done it before, and we will do the same thing for inpainting model. We'll download it and drag it to the checkpoint model. And the other part, we need to install these models using ComfyUI manager. So I will just split this screen and open my ComfyUI, then press on the manager button. You have to go to the install models section and search for these models and install them, just like this. I think this workflow is a little bit complicated to understand but easy to use, and I want to make that complicated part easy for you to understand. So we have our Photoshop plugin at the left side, and if I just search for Photoshop, you will see we have 3 nodes here. One Photoshop ComfyUI plugin and send to Photoshop plugin, and another node named Photoshop remote connection. It is just the old method we had in previous video. It is not working with Photoshop plugin. So I will start with Photoshop ComfyUI plugin, and as you see we have these inputs: Photoshop canvas, mask, slider, seed, positive from and negative from. I will make a preview for all of them just like this. And then as you see, when I press the Q, I will get the preview image of the Photoshop canvas and a mask preview. So it's just working like this. It will change the value of the slider, and even for the text prompt or the seed, if I just add some prompt like positive and a negative prompt is here, it is working like real time, just like this. And for sending it to your Photoshop, you need a send to Photoshop node. Let's just make some changes on it. For example, invert the image and connect it. And you will see you have your inverted image in your Photoshop plugin. So you can use it on your Photoshop application. So that was not hard at all. We just need one node to start our workflow and get the information from Photoshop, and the second node to send the image as an output to our Photoshop. Instead of saving the image, we just need to send it to our Photoshop plugin. Just it. But I love to make it even easier. So I want to disconnect all of these paths and just use one node name anything anywhere. As you see, we have too many paths here and it's a little bit complicated. So I will just connect it to anything anywhere. We got an error because that is disconnected, but when I use anything anywhere, it will connect it automatically, and you can see this little glowing thing around this circle. It means it is connected to our anything anywhere, just like this. I will change the name of these nodes to image and mask, and so I don't need slider, seed, and positive and negative from here for now. And you can see when I just hover my mouse on anything anywhere, it will show how it's connected to the nodes. You can enable this animation just going to the setting, go for anything anywhere show link, and enable mouse hover node. This plugin is completely free, so thank you for subscribing this channel and supporting me. As you see, we have the Photoshop ComfyUI plugin node here, and as you see, we have some anything anywhere node, which when I hover my mouse on it, it will show me what it is connected to. So for the beginning, we have a node named Photoshop ComfyUI plugin, which I introduced it before. So it is connected to settings. It will limit the input image to a minimum resolution and a maximum resolution, and it can change some style based on the prompt. So we have a main workflow, which too many workflows included in it. And you can control it in your ComfyUI plugin. As you see, when I just go to the preset tab, press on the inpainting, you will see that inpainting group is activated. And when I press on outpainting, the inpainting will deactive and outpainting will active. It's just a toggle list. And we have that toggle list here in our workflow too. That's just the same. And even we have something for render settings, so you can use multiple render settings and switch between them if you want. As you see, it is working in our Photoshop plugin too. And as you know, you can add your custom workflow. You just need to add a group and use a custom name for it. For example, I will use some emojis here to make it a little bit specific. As you see, we have my workflow already here without any node. And if you refresh the page, you will see your workflow in your Photoshop plugin, just like this. And then you can add your custom nodes and your custom method for this workflow. I will just copy the image to image and use it here for now, just like this. And so we have our workflow on the list. I can just turn it on. And as you see, when I just hover on these nodes, I can see where it just connected. The preview image connected to the setting and get the image from the setting, which means it is on the minimum resolution and the maximum resolution we set. The positive prompt is connected to the positive and negative to the negative. And the K sampler is connected to the render setting. This K sampler is actually a simple K sampler. I will explain it now. I can add a K sampler here. As you see, it's automatically connected to the model. I will connect positive and the negative and add a VAE encode. The pixel and the VAE will connect automatically. I can add a VAE decode and add a preview image. And then I can have my custom setting here, just like this. So if I just run the workflow now, you can see we have our input image at the left side, and this is our output image at the right side. That easy. And the only difference between this case sampler and the bottom case sampler is just on the bottom case sampler, we are using global inputs for all of the widgets. So for doing this, we can just right click on it and convert the widgets to the input. And it will connect automatically to global setting we have in our workflow. For SFs, it's connected to the render setting, and you can do it for all of the settings you have, just like this. And just like this, I can get all of the information from global setting easily. And this is how you can make it fully dynamic workflow. You can even add your custom workflow. Here I'm using only SC 1.5 because I know my user doesn't have much massive GPUs. So you can add your custom workflow here. For example, you can just by adding a group here. So I will add a workflow and change the name to SCXL Lighting, for example. But as you see, it didn't add it to your render setting. It's added to your workflow. It's because you didn't change the color. You just need to change the color to green, and it will add it to your render setting automatically, just like this. And you can have your own setting. For example, I will use another checkpoint name, Dreamshaper Excel Lightning. And then I can just add a LoRa like this if I want. Make it a little bit bigger. And I can connect it to anything, anywhere, just like the right side group. Then we have a case sampler setting. We need to just copy and paste it and change the setting if we want. I'm using Dreamshaper Lighting 4 steps, so I will change the setting a little bit. I'm using 2MSDE and Cararas for now, and you can easily use this new render setting. So we have added our new workflow and new render setting, and you can see they are connected to each other. And you have both of them in your Photoshop plugin. So now you can change the workflow as much as you want, but there is some hidden tricks and some hidden settings in the workflow, which I will explain it here if you want to know about them. As you see, you cannot move these settings, but so if you just want to move and see what is happening here, you have to right click on it and press on the pin, and then you can just open this node and see what is happening here. You can right click and click on the properties panel, and as you see, you can see the real name. It is not restricted to group and it is not restricted to color. Or you can right click and change some setting like send only within group or send only not within group. But we have two anything anywhere for image. But what is the difference between them? And as you see, one of them are coming from Photoshop ComfyUI plugin and the other one is coming from settings. So it is limited to this minimum resolution and the maximum resolution, but the input image at the left side coming from the Photoshop ComfyUI plugin, not limited to those resolutions. So that's the real resolution without changing anything. Sometimes we need that, sometimes we don't need that. But how we can use it? If I just add a preview image, you can see it is connected to the setting one automatically. But if I want to just connect it to the input image, I just need to right click on the input like this and rename that slide to the input. It will connect automatically to the input image, just like this. So if I just add another preview image, it will connect to the setting, and this one to this one, and this one to this one. And we have the same thing for the mask. We have two anything anywhere for mask. If we just add a mask preview, it will automatically connect to the setting one. But if you want the input from the Photoshop plugin, you can just change the name to the input and it will automatically connect. And we have one anything anywhere for a slider, which is float, and the other one is for seed. But for the positive from and negative from, it's a little bit different. If we just want to connect the positive prompt to a clip text encode, we can just make this clip text encode and you can see the clip will connect automatically. Or you can right click on it and convert the text to the input and it will connect automatically to positive prompt. But for the negative prompt, it will still connect to the positive prompt even if you change the color. So for this, you need to just change the name of this input to neg. It will connect to negative prompt automatically, just like this. So you don't need to change anything for your positive prompt, but for negative prompt, you need to just change the input image to neg. And if you look deeper to the workflow, you can see this circle here, but we don't have, so we have that circle here and here, but we don't have it for the setting. We have another icon here. And if I just copy the setting and right click, you can convert it to the nodes. It means it is a group of nodes which are combined as a setting node. And you can convert it to the node and then after changing setting, convert to the group node again and name it setting. Or you can right click on it and manage the group node and you can hide what you want. For example, you can hide all of these but style and so many widgets just removed here because we didn't need them. Thank you for watching this video. I will try to update the plugin every week and explain it in this channel, so subscribe for more. Have a good day.